Hello, 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 Facebook Live. I hope all is well with each and every last one of you. I am coming on this Monday motivational midday to be able to leave you with something that's been on me, and I want to be able to share it with you in hopes that it will be able to help you get to whatever it is that needs to be undiscovered. Undiscovered meaning sometimes we leave so many things in the wings, but we fail to go back and reevaluate those situations that could possibly be able to take us to that next place, to be able to open up doors that we thought that were closed. And so I want to be able to come on here real quick and to be able to help you to be able to unravel what you feel that needs to be discovered. So I'm just sharing this out really quick. I wish this was a better way. One day they'll fix it. And you could be able to always come back and watch the replay and leave your comments below. So I am okay with that as well. Hey Erica, how are you, hon? I'm just sharing this out really quick. I'm trying to multitask over here. Hey Anita, how are you? I want to be able to come here and I want to share something that happened with me. It happens often, but this happened yesterday. Hey, this happened yesterday, and the topic, hey Glennis, how are you? The topic is basically what it states, that your purpose is bigger than you, right? And so even though I try to keep things, I don't know if I should say under wraps, but I try to, you're very stressed, then you need to call me. I try to keep things to a place where people will understand that this thing right here that they are dealing with, this thing that they've been holding on to, hey Corey, hey Sherelle, this thing, hey Melissa, this thing that they've been holding on to for so long has put them in a place where they revert back to their old ways. And when I say that, revert back to their old ways, I mean that you know that you have a gift that's in you. You know that there's a purpose that you have, but for some reason you won't follow through. You will not follow through. For whatever reason, you are not following through, right? So if you know that someone could benefit from this, share this message out. And many of you know or may not know, my name is Vanessa Canteberry. I am the founder of Inspired by Vanessa, where I teach people the importance of breaking down a W-2 mindset in life and in business so they could be able to not only embrace their purpose, but own it as well. And so yesterday, I had a conversation with this gentleman next door, and I mean, we talk here and there now, you know, as far as how's everything doing, just being, you know, friendly as neighbors. Well, this particular moment, it wasn't my intentions, but see, when God says different, then you just got to listen. Hey, Vanity, how are you? And so yesterday, and I've been trying to put the words together, but I knew that message was just for him because I can't put the words together, but I knew that it was so powerful because not even an hour later, he came back for more. And, he's been holding on to so much anger. And this is why I say that W-2 mindset, so much anger that's holding him back from moving forward, of embracing what he knows that he have that's possible, that he could be able to do the things that he loves. But for some reason, something is holding him back. And he needs that breakthrough, right? He needs that breakthrough. He needs that aha moment. He needs to understand that the pain that he's dealing with right now and the frustration that he has right now, I'm well, how are you? That is not just to sit, just to be sitting, hold on to it. But sometimes you got to be willing to be able to be bold enough to let it go. When I say bold enough to let it go, that means those people that may not get it, that's around you, those people that looking at you like you crazy, those people that may not understand, but they understand at the same time, but they still want you to stay this mean person, this bitter person. So I asked him, how is everybody that you surround yourself with the majority of the time? How is things going for them in their life? And he just looked like, that was interesting. We just got to be honest with him. And so the same things that he was dealing with, they were dealing with, but in their own way, right? And so now all these people, good morning, Rebecca, how are you, love? So now he is going through this thing of tug and war, right? A lot of us do this. We do this tug and war thing with what we know that we need to be able to stop this tug of war and just let it go. Let it go and move forward and see what happened. Right? You will never know what will happen if you continue to hold on to things that you know you need to let go. Just like we constantly put exclamation points on things where we know we need to put a period on it. Just like we know that relationship is no good, but we constantly keep holding on to that relationship, knowing that this person is not at the place in a position to be able to change, but you want to change, but they holding you back, so you stay on because you see the potential in them, but they don't even see the potential in themselves. Yeah. And so we having these conversations of various things. And one of the things that I do all the time with my coaching session is that I always go deeper. And I don't just do the surface thing. I just don't do it. And so I went a little bit deeper with this man, and I turned around and I went so deep with it that he turns around and he started tearing up. And that's when I stop speaking so often, because I speak to people's soul. I don't speak to you just to speak to you. I speak to your soul, because God uses me in a way that sometimes I can't even explain. Like I said at the very beginning, that was not my intentions to be able to speak to this man in that deep of a way. But now he done moved over to my side. So he came across on the other side, because my house is one way, his house the other way. So instead of us talking over the gate, he came closer. Not only did he come closer, his brother came closer. His brother was like, good God, this woman is on it. No, don't give it to me. Give it to him, which is God, right? Because he's using me to speak to you. Because when we want to be able to have a conversation, you have a conversation where you're speaking directly to that person, right? Not just at the person. That's two different things. When you're speaking at a person, they don't listen. But when you're speaking to a person, it's a whole different conversation, right? So I'm speaking to this man, and the conversation lasted a whole hour. An hour. So as I'm speaking with him for a whole hour, it got to the point where I broke down why he's at this place, how he could be able to get unstuck from that place, and now how he could be able to take the pain that is really his purpose, and now he could be able to monetize off of it. Does that make sense? How many people do you know, they're mean, they're bitter, they're frustrated, they hate getting up to go to work every day. They hate doing the things that they're doing, but they know they could be able to do more. That was me. But I didn't know how to get on that other side either. But now that I know that how I was able to get to that other side, now I'm able to help more people to be able to know that it's possible, and to be able to show them with the tips and the tools on how to understand that your purpose is bigger than you. And I had to embrace this thing here that allows me to speak into the souls of people, for them to understand that this purpose and this gift that I have, I embraced it so I could own it. So now, when are you going to embrace and learn how to own your purpose as well? When are you going to allow yourself to get outside of that W-2 mindset, so you could be able to do what you would love to do? That you could be able to get up every morning, and you could be able to be there for your family, where you could be able to get up and do the things that you always dreamed of doing. But for some reason, you found yourself saying, forget it, it's not happening. That's not my life. It will never be my life, because there's nobody around me that have that life, but speak about that life. But at the same time, they still doing the same thing that I'm doing. And so we all going to be in this same category together of just doing nothing and letting our purpose die with us. If that's you, raise your hand. Because that was me all day long. I raised 10 hands, 10 toes, and everything else, right? That was me all day long. And if you're ready to get up out that thing and to be able to do what you would love to do, whatever that thing may be, I'm going to be able to pull that sucker up out of you. Right? I want to be able to pull that thing up out of you, because we can't keep going through this life of just going through life, but we're not getting on with life. Is that making sense? You going through, but you not get over. You can't get on the mountaintop and see what's on the other side because you still sitting here in your stuff, in your madness, and now you continue to be mad at the world. A lot of times we just don't know our purpose. Sometimes we just trying to figure out our purpose. And before you know it, feel free to share this out. Before this point got to where this man, and I didn't even know this is the craziest thing. When this man told me what he could do, and he never gets tired of doing this thing, I was blown away. I was like, what? Wait a minute. You telling me that you could do this thing here, but you're not doing anything with it. Let me tell you the reason why. Somebody told him he couldn't do it. Somebody done gave up on this man. Somebody stopped speaking into his soul. Right? They see this surface stuff that he has built up over the years, but they don't see underneath that little boy that's hiding up in there is trapped in a grown man's body waiting to come out, waiting to share what his gift and his purpose is to this day. Is that making sense? So I want you guys to understand there's something in you. Whatever that thing is that's in you, it's time for you to bring it out. You were not born just to be born on that date and to leave this earth on whenever the time for you to leave this world. But in between that time, there was something that you were meant to do, but you choose not to do it. In that time frame, in that time span, what are you doing in that time span that your children's children gonna look back on and say, dang, my mama did it, my daddy did it, and I know I could do it. What is that thing? Let's stop sleeping on it. Let's stop sleeping on it. We got somebody crazy in the White House right now. And if you think that your taxes was crazy and you think that your situation is crazy now, if you think that you're on the verge of losing your job now, why are you constantly keep doing nothing to make it better? Why are you doing nothing to make it better? Stop sitting. It is overdue. We got to be careful how we speak, the language that we speak. If you are ready to be able to birth your purpose, I want you to type it below that you're ready to birth your purpose, and we're going to connect, right? We are going to connect, and I'm going to show you how you could be able to birth your purpose. Not only birth your purpose, but how you could be able to monetize off of your purpose, because you have something that's bigger than you inside of you, but you're too afraid of it. And I'm speaking from experience. I was so afraid of that thing of that it scared me so much, because when I was speaking to some people would cry. And I'm not the type of person to hurt your feelings. I know that I can be bold and I'm straightforward and I get to the point. But if that is you, when you just looking for somebody to not sugarcoat nothing, because I'm not in the sugarcoating business. But if you that person who wants to get to the point, you want to get that thing poured out of you, you want to be able to say, you know what, I'm ready to solely surrender and birth your purpose, you want to type birth your purpose below. And we're going to connect. Because it's time. It is overdue. You are wasting time that you can't get back. Time that you cannot get back. It's time. It is overdue. You plan. You are playing. Stop making excuses that you don't have the money, because you don't have the money because you spoke that you don't have the money. You don't have the finances. You don't have, I can't. We got to change our language, ladies and gentlemen. We have to change our language. And the reason why we have to change our language is because there's power in the tongue. And if that's what you speak, that's what you will get, and that's what you will receive. And that's how your bank account will reflect. Makes sense? So it's time. And if you're ready, we're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen. This month, I have something that's going to probably blow your mind, scare your mind, but at the same time, it's going to shift the way you think and the way you do things. So you don't have to continue on this path of not doing nothing. And it's crazy when I look back that it took for me to lose my job and then for God to be able to put that deadbolt on that door for a reason, to be able to say, Vanessa, this is bigger than you, but when you surrender and when you allow me to be able to show you what I have for you, because I know that it's possible for you to do it, I'm going to reveal it. So I ask you, are you willing to be able to surrender so it could be revealed and birth your purpose? Are you truly ready? And so it allowed me to be able to do all the amazing things that I'm doing that scares the heck out of me. But every time I do it anyway, like get over that cliff, God shows up. He's my safety net. So let God be your safety net. And I'm going to be able to show you how to birth your purpose. It's time. You got to make that sacrifice. You have to stop sleeping. You have to stop making excuses. Excusitis is what I say often, is because we are so good at being the person to make an excuse after another excuse after another excuse, and we wonder why we're still not able to move forward. Right? So let's do something. Something. And stop playing. Stop playing. Because this is crazy. You have it. You really do. And I'm telling you because I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking from experience. So I would love to be able to connect, to be able to show you how to birth that purpose, to get that thing out of you, to be able to take you to that level that you thought you would never be able to go, but you know that you need to get there, and you know you need help, and you're willing to be vulnerable enough to be able to say you need that help, and you're not going to apologize for it. You're not going to make any more excuses. You're going to go ahead and make it happen, and I'm going to be willing to be right there to cheer you on. If that's you, birth your purpose, and we're going to make this happen. Oh, Rebecca, I'm going to go back and read your comments because I did not read all the comments. I'm lost. I just don't know what it is. Okay, Diane, we're going to make it happen. If that was you, put birth your purpose in below. I'm stuck with my family. Okay, Diane. Corey, if that's you, if you're ready to birth your purpose, put it down below. Rebecca, I see you. Jaru, I see you. Your birthday, if it's your birthday, don't let your next birthday be an excuse as to why you still haven't birthed your purpose, okay? It's time. I'm telling you, it's crazy because when I spoke to this man, let me tell you how things happen. When, you know, there's a saying, when 2 or 3 of God's children come together on one accord, then you know it's going to be something powerful, right? So when I spoke to this man for a whole hour, and just going through everything, when I say we went through so much in that time, that man not only broke down 1 time, 2 times, I stopped counting. I stopped counting. And this man felt that he messed up so much that it's nothing for him. When I say nothing for him, nothing for him. And remind you, this man, he wants to make a difference, right? He wants to make a difference. And when he came over to me, he had a can of beer. He had a can, I don't know what, was it no. I don't know, maybe it was a 32 ounce. Whatever the big can of beer, I'm not a beer drinker. But he had the big can of beer, and that's all I would see him drink was a big old can of beer. Not the little small ones, but the big ones, right? And this man had this can of beer when he came over to me. By the time he left, he poured that beer out. He said, I need to do this. That was God. It wasn't nothing else. I come from parents who drink and carry on. I come from that. But for this man to be able to share some deep things with me that he probably haven't shared with some people, his own brother was blown away. He was like, I cannot believe that you took that time, that moment, to be able to pour this out this man like that. I said, it wasn't me, it was God. It's something that he puts inside of me that allowed me to be able to speak to your soul, to pour that thing out of you. See, when I continue to allow myself to have the heartstrings connected to God, it allows me to continue to allow him to pour into me in ways like no other. To be able to pour into other people, to be able to pull whatever that thing is out of you. So you could be able to have a better, when I say better, you will have a better lifestyle like no tomorrow. Like no tomorrow. I'm telling you. If I could do it and build my business with my unemployment, to be able to have multiple streams of income, to be able to get ready to travel the world, to be able to be speaking on stages, writing books, about to drop my next book. You telling me that this woman here, who was a teen mom at 16, who turns around and had a high school diploma and was told she was never going to be anything and make it out. You cannot tell me that he won't do it for you. But you have to get out of your own way. And if that's you, I want to see your comments below. I want you to be able to say birth your purpose. And we will be connected because there's going to be something that I'm working on that's going to help you to be able to birth your purpose. Stop sleeping on your purpose. This is your season. This is your time. You need to grab it and stop making excuses like this. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, feel free. Comment below. I will be following up. And we're going to make this happen. We're going to make this happen. Okay? We're going to make it happen. It's your season. Let's get it done. Talk to you later. Feel free to connect to me with Inspired by Vanessa. Have a great one. Bye-bye. And share this out. If you know someone who is ready to birth their purpose, let's get the birthing. We're going to push this season.